Hello, my name is Goscalyon and welcome to another episode of 5 Lives, 5 Styles. And today I want to focus on connecting some of the missing parts of this world, mostly through storytelling and how to add like a little bit of lore and a little bit of explanation to your world. And so we have this beautiful amethyst mine. We also have a underground city over here, where I want the amethyst to actually be used. So I will create little devices on the sides of buildings connecting these amethysts. Because the amethysts in this world are a source of power, a source of magic, but nowhere is it actually being used. And it's turning dark, so let's go ahead and take a quick nap. But the amethyst being used is sort of the main thing in this world. Of course, in my first style that you can see over here, I turned the entire surrounding area into a big red landmass. And as you can see, I added a bit of a transition into the regular grass by the mangrove and spruce and all that to create a sort of a blend. And the idea of this, and it's not entirely finished, as you can see, the two sides still need to be done. One day I'll get to it. But as you can see, that idea is sort of coming from an infection or sort of an alien thing. Like it's not good, let's say. This sort of red goodness is not good, so to say. But one major thing that I wanted to do in this early style was use these amethysts on the buildings, and it represents sort of a magical power that's being used. And even in the new style, I am continuing to do that a little bit, right? As you can see on the older buildings, I have used those amethyst in plenty. On the new buildings, not so much. But I want to go ahead and connect that. Another way I want to connect is I had plans to make a road connected to the amethyst mine over here. I started a connection already a little bit, but I want to connect it up to this main road that stops right here. And as you can see, I did have an idea of a road here, but after I added this blend, that road kind of fell away. So I want to go ahead and make a new road, use sort of this texture and blend that into a new type of road that connects to the rest of the world. Secondly, this ship over here, let me go ahead and actually fly to it instead of showing it to you in FreeCam, is currently not really transporting any goods, and I have the idea of using this ship as sort of my amethyst transportation. And displaying that by, putting maybe some item frames on this and maybe some boxes around. So yeah, that's also something that I can do to make the world explain that it's working with the amethyst and using it for more than just harvesting. Something else I can do is add a bunch of carts transporting the amethyst. So maybe around the harbor, maybe somewhere on the road there is a cart with amethysts. So that's some of the things I want to do regarding the amethysts. But you must be wondering what's going on with all this alien goodness, and do we have anything to explain this lore? And yes, we do. The idea has always been that this is some sort of infection, and that is definitely the case. However, I have not really explained this. So that's something that I want to do. I am currently not really telling you all that much about what that is, but I have planned something quite big to build that explains both the amethyst, the source of power, and the reason for this infection. They are related. But first, I want to go ahead and expand something in here. We have started this mine quite a while ago, and it has grown quite a bit. Let me go ahead and actually go down a bit. It has grown quite a lot, and every episode I try to add a little bit extra to it. However, I have not been able to consistently do that every time, but this time I want to actually connect something over here. So that's what I want to do first, before we go ahead and add some more lore and some more meaning to this world. So let's go ahead and add a section to the mine. And as we're building this episode's mineshaft extension, I want to thank you for your support. If you liked the video, please let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because it helps the algorithm. And there we have it. The new mineshaft extension is going straight off of the end of this beautiful, very big dripstone cave that took me a while to build. And still one of my favorite extensions. It's actually two separate sections. But yeah, I do want to maybe in the future build another dripstone cave in this mineshaft somewhere. But now I added another crossroad because I didn't want to have just a single line connection, because obviously oftentimes you'll have these splits where there will be multiple mineshafts, and I kind of want to go ahead and build on these the next few episodes. And then in this one I kind of had a sort of a collapsed rail here, so that is a road that goes somewhere, and then here it collapses, and as you can see it goes into the cave, and it goes into this big cave down here with my other mineshaft extensions down here. Maybe in the future I can use this hole and maybe have a mineshaft that goes over here, and maybe there is a bunch of rubble that fell down from here, maybe the cart, maybe, I don't know, whatever we want to do, we can use that. So yeah, this is the project for this week, a little crossroad that is pretty much similar to the other crossroad we had earlier in the mineshaft. The next thing I want to do this episode is build a bunch of small little details around the docks. I want to add a path, and I want some extra details with amethyst on the side of buildings. So let's go ahead and add those right away. Alright, so like I mentioned, I want to go ahead and add a few details to the docks, including the boat itself. And I was thinking of maybe adding some amethyst in the storage here. I don't know if I want to do that down there. Maybe what I'll do actually is remove just one of these barrels, add a bit of amethyst, so that's already pretty nice. And then on some of these I want to have, let's say, do I want to do it on the side? I'll do it on the side, and then here we do it on this one. I want to add like a little thing, there we go, and then this one maybe as well, that I make them invisible, and then of course we can put one of these on top. Maybe we do the same. Let's see, do we have another barrel? Here is another barrel. That's two barrels. Maybe here as well. Do we have something? Does that work? No. I think that's already pretty good, right? Maybe what I can do is use this barrel here, put it face front, put a amethyst on top, and now we have also a little bit of amethyst on the back of the boat. Next up, let's go ahead and add something to these barrels, because I think this could be a perfect place for some of that as well. And let's put yep, we're just gonna do this. Wonderful. So that's absolutely amethyst, but that's not the only bit of storage for that. We have some of these as well. Let's go ahead and add, actually let's put this one higher up on this side, so it's a little bit more visible from a different direction, because if we're approaching from here that doesn't really show. And then we put this one on top there. I think maybe actually I don't like this. Yeah, no, I'm gonna put it over here where I initially thought. There we go. And then we have the amethyst on top. Just gives a little bit of flair and reason to these boxes, right? There's a lot of storage going on in the docks, and some of it needs a little bit of content, right? And maybe over time we'll give some reason to other boxes that are around here and give some detail to them, right? Over here we have flowers, for example. I'm not using these as flower storage. Oh wait, I am a little bit. Oh, we have some leftover honey here. Good to know that we have flowers in here. I should really use some of these storages more. Another thing I want to do is I want to add some mechanical pieces to these houses here. And I've gathered a few resources that I want to create these mechanical pieces with. I am going to have some blinking lights connected with some amethysts, giving some sort of idea that the amethysts are using to give power to the buildings. Now the first one, I'm going to put it right over there. So let's go ahead and do that right away. Now the one downside in having everything being spawn proof in the area for the slime farm and all that is that there is so many bats that spawn. It's like an infestation. I just killed 5 or 6 bats and it's already... there's already 2 or 3 of these. Alright, anyway. I think that was actually andesite. There we go. So we put the observers this way, so we get this nice blinking light. Then we put an amethyst on top. We add a cool gate on the side that we open. Then we add one of these copper bulbs, lightning rods on the side. It's not a copper bulb. And then we add a lever, which is sort of a mechanical thingy. I don't really know what it's supposed to represent, but it's a blinking light with an amethyst powering it. I don't know why we're going down. We need to go further up. I want to also connect one on this wall right here. And last but not least, we go and add one in the corner here. So I don't want all of them to be visible from the same angle. I want that to be kind of interesting, so you have different angles to look at. There we go, lightning rod, and we're done. There we go. Look at that, we have a little blinking light. So over here, from this angle, we can see this one and that one just a little bit, but we can't really see that one. It's a little bit hidden. But as we approach, it comes out under those banners and we can see the little amethyst poking out. But we can't see this one again. So we can't see that from this perspective at all. And then from this perspective here, we see this one, but we don't really notice this one. It's too high up. We do notice this one. And so maybe eventually in the buildings that we're going to add in the back here, and we fill up the space above, maybe we'll add a few to the tops of those buildings as well. Maybe eventually I'll cover up this. I wanted to build a top on this to fully cover up the TNT mangrove farm, but I haven't gotten around to doing that. Maybe that is the next step, like covering this section. Oh man, that's got to be so many buildings though. I went ahead and made a little path to connect both the mine and my little village, and I made a little bit overgrown. Let's go ahead and zoom out. I tried to get a small transition here, and I added a few lampposts. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a very quick and simple cart to load up these amethysts from the mine. I'm going to put it right over here. Let's rewind time a little bit, because I collected some resources for the build that I am about to do. Because I am going to be building something that connects this world, both of the amethyst and the beautiful biome there, the corruption. So let's go ahead and show you a little montage of me collecting resources. Something that I'm also going to have to do is repair this beautiful weapon. However, I think it's no longer possible, so I might have to make a new one. Let's see. Yep, there you go, too expensive. So we have a little bit left. We can still use it a little bit, but we're going to make a new bow. I already have an infinity book, but I don't have many of the others. So I have to breed up a few villagers and then enchant all of the books together to make a new bow. Maybe it's gonna be 2 shots or something. I don't know. Come up with a name? We'll see. Oh, I was working on getting a few enchantment books on the librarian villagers for my bow, because I don't have power, flame, or punch. I do have infinity and unbreaking, but I didn't have those. So I found villager with sharpness 5 in addition, which is nice to have for if I want to make a new sword. And this one only has sharpness 4, so maybe it's a small upgrade. Here I found one with punch 2, and then I found this guy who had power 5, so I cured them, got the discount, and now the second book that we unlocked is Flame, so I don't even need to find another one. I got everything that I need right here. Wow, how wonderful. You, sir, are amazing. No. No. Oh my god. Just fell in the hole collecting basalt. I just lost everything, I think. Oh my god, I at least lost an elytra. I'm gonna have to make a way back again. Oh my god. Absolutely horrible. It has happened again. Well, there goes another life. I hope I lost a couple of shulkers in there for sure. Probably like some stone. I hope I put some of the good stuff in the ender chest, but I'm sure that some wood has gone lost as well. Like I had so many materials that I collected already. And I put this down for no reason. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh great, a zombie. Well, here we go on a trip back. No! Oh my god. Oh my god. This is going great. Fantastic. A drowned in the river got me. Are you kidding me? This is how we're losing lives. Oh no. 2 lives in a row here. This is bad. God, yeah, the amount of mobs here is kind of insane. Oh, that's so many zombies. I'm gonna die again, aren't I? I have no food. I'm surrounded by freaking zombies. Please don't let there be any skelly nearby here. I'm playing a horror game right now. I still remember the first episode, I was also playing a horror game. But I have no armor, no food, and no health, so this is like... anything shows up, I'm gonna be dead. So close to my house. And food. And armor and everything. There should not be any mobs around here, because I lit up everything properly. I am in my house, thank goodness. Got some gear, sword, food. Now let's see the damage here. I need something. Okay, some stuff is still here. Good, good, good. The netherite stuff, as I expected, is still there. Okay, yeah, that's the only thing that survived. Well, that's a lot of hours of work gone, but at least the gear is still here. Well, now that I have unfortunately died and lost basically all of the resources that I just gathered in the montage, we're gonna have to go chopping again. I did finish my grind in the nether to get some of the regular basalt. I should have plenty of regular smooth basalt. Hopefully this is enough. I have no idea. But that, otherwise we're gonna have to make some more of that. I am gonna have to go and get some more blackstone because I don't think this is enough either. And unfortunately, there were regular iron, and unfortunately there was some regular redstone ore that I had. I had like over a stack and a half or something, and I was going to use that in the build, but now that is all gone. It was in one of my shulker boxes that I had on me. I really should have put those shulker boxes down before I went into the nether, but well, here we are. We're gonna have to chop a bunch of trees. And yeah, that's gonna take a little time. So I'm just gonna show you a few snippets of that. Here is a second resource montage. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and continue with something I mentioned earlier, how I want to connect the alien infection and the amethyst. This beautiful cave here, as you can see with the lava flow in the back there, this is a really crazy cave that all the way extends to my city. It is a big cave and, oh, it is a little bit dangerous still. I might have to light that up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this out. In the bottom here, there's a bit of water. I'm going to clear that out. And what I am also going to do is I'm going to close the back. So to make this a big enclosed space and leave that part of the cave alone. And I've gathered the few materials that you saw in a few of the montages. So we've got some stone to clear up or to close up the back here. I've got some cobblestone for some detailing, some smooth basalt. I don't need this much. I've got some regular basalt and some blackstone. I've got some crimson nylium, netherrack, nether warts, just the same details as you've seen in the infection upstairs. Then I also wanted to play around with the cherry logs and the pale oak logs. I actually really liked how these looked, and I think you'll love them as well, because I'll be doing some stuff with a bit of purple, and this works perfectly as a transition. Then we have some more for decorations for the red biome. We've got a lot of mangrove, which is also used in that, and some redstone. What would this be for? I've got some really fun ideas with the redstone. Some of it will be decoration, like these blocks that were very hard to get because I lost all of them that I had. So yeah, this is pretty much all of it. I should also have terracotta. There we go. I missed this box. The amethyst, the terracotta. This will be for the amethyst bit. And I am going to make, well, a giant heart. An animating heart, no less. Right here in the center. The heart of the amethyst, essentially. So yeah, that is the explanation of where is all of this magic coming from. It is essentially the heart of the magic of this world. So let's go ahead and build that and roll the time lapse. I spent so much time just building this cave, especially the ceiling is such a pain to adjust, but I really like the transition from the amethyst purple using the concretes, like we have blue terracotta and I think purple terracotta and some red terracotta over here, and we have like this blend using the black stone, and here you can see it a little bit closer, using the black stone and the cherry blossom tree, which is such a nice blend. Like the cherry blossom blends the purple with the darker black stone, and then it fades into the regular stone, more as if the amethyst are sort of morphing or adjusting the stones around it and only form in these clusters. And so this is how that's growing. And we have this cool heart in the middle. I try to get a rough, an anatomically correct heart, But I try to get a nice shape for the heart. This, I think, is one of my first organics, and I am quite happy with the shape of the heart. Now, to give you a better view of the heart, I want to show you a small cinematic shot. Look at that. It is a lot different than when I last showed it to you. It is now fully corrupted. All this redstone and the mycelium and all this stuff. It is very similar to the biome that we have up here. Let me go in FreeCam mode and show you really quickly. Right here, we are under the ground, right beneath the mountain, and this corruption has spread all over here. Now, obviously, there are some rough edges here that I'll have to get to fix at some point, but this is the beating heart of the magic of this world. The amethyst geodes are essentially a source of power that the human civilization has used, and as you can see, this heart is still beating, so it's still powering sort of all the geodes, but there is a form of corruption that has spread around, and this cave is pretty much corrupted to the point of maybe no return. Who knows? Now, I don't know where I'll take this or how I'll use this in the future styles, because obviously we died a couple of times, so we're gonna have to switch to a new style at some point. I am not completely done with the old styles, and this is one tiny bit that I wanted to add for the very first style that we had. And obviously this will also tie into the second style that we extended a little bit of lore around the docks with the amethyst being used and everything like that. So yeah, that's one way that I would like to have the stories intertwined in the world and still, but despite having a different building style, still have a cohesive world. So now that we have done this, I think this is a very good point to wrap up today's video. And next time, I think I'll get back to the street and maybe make that at least somewhat finished. I don't probably get to do everything that I wanted to do there, and maybe I'll come back and add a little bit of functionality to the city whenever I feel like it. But a few more buildings are definitely needed in that city. One of them is a giant hole that needs a bee farm. Alright, that is it for this episode. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.